What's up? We have, I've got the text up there and we haven't even started yet. That's just embarrassing. How's everybody? We are here.
I'm mad. I'm a very angry man right now.
Why?
Because that is not the music that I
know it's different.
I did not sign up for that music.
I didn't come here for that.
But it's free, so what can you do?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't really like it. I don't know what we're gonna do about
that.
I
like it.
I was
it's
the one
much
that I
more
could
relaxing. It feels safari-ish.
Safari.
I feel like I'm going down the ride on the Amazon when I hear
I don't remember how the old stuff was, but I remember we could dance to it. Like, yeah, and we were dancing to that stuff when it was coming up, and now it's just this melodic, loosey-goosey stuff.
It's beautiful. I'm the only one who likes it.
Yeah, my mom is out there in La La Land saying whoever's online, they should press the like button, and I can agree with her. I'm going to put our names up here real quick so you can see who we is in just a second. Let's take
Jason, the Missouri's coming out.
Who we is. I put on there the Hebrew hair. Look at that. That's cute. I'm Jason. That's Jonathan over to my left, Colton down, and then Elena this way. How you guys doing?
I reckon I'm okay other than my music being disturbed.
Yes. My mom says hi to everybody. That's Lori out there. If anybody else is in Chatland, please give us a hi there. Hello. And we are the Hebrew Cafe. A bunch of friends get together to go over Hebrew stuff. We are today going over, as we continue through the King David story, 1 Samuel chapter 17, starting in verse 37. And then in an hour, we're going to be going over lesson 10 from Show's Grammar. Let's grab that, get it off, so the world knows we own it, so that we don't get in trouble for copyright problems or whatever. We own copies of the book, and we are using it together. We're going to go over lesson 10, which deals with the demonstratives, pronouns, and adjectives, and the relative clause, both with participles and with the actual relative particle in Hebrew. Anything you guys want to add before we jump in and get started? Does anybody want to tell what we do in these lessons?
Just as general rule of being. So we'll read through. We'll go verse by verse, reading through a text. We'll stop to talk about anything interesting in the text, break down the verb forms as we read, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm. And our goal is coverage of Hebrew text to help people learn the Hebrew language. So again, this is Kriyat Sipuro Shel David HaMelech Basפה Ha'ivrit. And we will go immediately to, hold on, find my controls right here. On the left-hand side here, we see that we have I've messed up the link on the first one. So we'll ignore that and just go straight into the reading. I messed up the link by deleting slides. I'm not very responsible. We read last week, verse 37 at the end of our presentation. This week we're going to start with it because it kind of gives us the background of what's going on. It says, verse 37. I'll start and then we'll move down the string. Vayomer David. Okay, in this case, that's the end of the, there's no he said to somebody, right? Vayomer David Adonai asher hitzilani miyad ha'ari u'miyad hadov hu yatzileni miyad ha'plishti hazeh. That's relevant for our demonstrative talk in next hour. Vayomer Shaul el David lech v'Adonai yiyeh imach. Okay, so we've got David said, "The Lord who saved me, hitzilani." We should say that vayomer is the first verb, and that is kal. Kal is the basic binyan, and it is the vav consecutive, the vayiktol form. So it's the past tense generally. This says, and he said, the subject is David. David said, Adonai asher Hitzilani. Hitzilani is the past tense, the katal. In the binyan, hifil, the root is nun sadi lamed. Nun sadi lamed, which becomes hitzil, hitzalti, hitzalta, right? So hitzilani is hitzil oti. He saved me. Hitzil oti, hitzilani. He saved me from the hand of the lion. When you say from the hand of, you mean from the power of. The lion has great power and it could kill you. He saved me from the power of the lion and from the power of the bear, dov. Ari is lion and also aryeh. And dov is bear. He, this is a resumptive pronoun, isn't it? The Lord is the subject, and now we're saying he will save me. Yatzil is the future. Hitzil is the past. Yatzil is the future, the yiktol, generally future. Yatzileni means yatzil oti. He will save me. Miyad haplishti hazeh. From the hand of this Philistine, meaning from the power of this Philistine. So far, so good. Vayomer Shaul. Vayomer is probably the most common verb in the Bible. So as far as the verb consecutive, if not Vayihi, Vayihi and Vayomer. So Shaul said, Vayomer Shaul. Now we have a continuation where he said to David, El David. He said to David, Lech. Lech is an imperative go. Like he's telling him, go fight. Go do your best. Va'adonai yiyeh imach. And the Lord will be with you. I wouldn't take this as a Jessup, may the Lord be with you, but it could be read that way. Generally, if we're going to say Jessup, we would say Lech, Vihi Adonai imach. Vihi. Vihi would be Jessup. But yeah, he will be with you. God will be with you. He will give you strength. Good. We've got a couple of comments. Kenny says he's going to get on StreamYard, but since I am at work, I didn't want to pull a Jonathan, meaning disappearing all the time. You see, people are noticing, Jonathan.
They're only noticing because you're saying it.
Oh, I say nothing negative, only truth. I only speak the truth.
Quit disappearing.
Laura says that she'll be in and out as she's watching.
Desparecidos.
Yes. Yeah. Great comments. All right. Jonathan, you read after me. You're going to read verse 38.
Yes,
any questions about that verse? I think it was pretty clear, and we covered it last week. So, all right, Jonathan, go ahead.
So, Vayalbesh Shaul el David Madav Vanatan Kova Vanatan Kova Nachoshet al Rosho Vayalbesh Oto Shirion. So Saul clothed David with a garment.
What kind of garment is that?
Well,
so we use the word in modern Hebrew to mean we use it for uniform,
right?
Especially military uniform.
It just says cloth garment.
Yeah, a cloth garment.
A cloth garment. But this is weird. This verb being disjoined. V'natan kova nachoshet, and he put a bronze helmet on his head.
I see what you mean by what'd you say?
Disjoined. It's
disjoined.
It's broken up the sequence, so it's some sort of significance, but I don't know what.
Because it's v'katal, right?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is v'katal.
What would you expect instead of v'natan?
I would expect it to just say vayaten.
Vayaten. Yeah.
Vayaten.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's doing here, but I don't know
Normally,
why.
v'natan as a v'katal is more what you like to call it?
An irreal.
Irreal, perfect.
That's what I like to call it.
And he used to put.
He would put.
But obviously, it doesn't mean that here. It has to be a simple past tense.
Yeah, it's very
This
strange.
is why context kovea. What's kovea? It's just like the word kova. Kova means hat or helmet. Kovea means that it determines or it fixes something. So context, kovea, it determines or it decides what a word means. And so, yeah. The word context in Hebrew is heksher.
And that's
Heksher
also
kovea.
actually what it's pointed as, what it's corrected to be in some manuscripts.
What?
Kovea.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
So just pretend like that's a continuous narrative, I guess.
Mhm.
So he put a hat of bronze or a helmet of bronze on his head, and he clothed him shiryon. He clothed him with a mail coat, scale mail.
Like a coat of armor, right?
Yeah.
Something like
So
shirion is used also for armor today. It's like I don't know if you know much about the independence of Israel, the fighting that took place and everything, but they would have to get supplies to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv, not Tel Aviv, but from the sea, wherever they come in from, and they would put armor plating on the trucks that they would be driving through the hill country, and it was called shirion, even today, armament. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so
Very
anything that we have going on, just these hifil verbs, vayalvesh, or sorry, vayalvesh or vesh, if you want.
Besh. That's a bet.
Hey, I can always count on Colton for sharing in my pronunciational woes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not always, but sometimes. And then that's basically it.
So yalbesh is you said it's hifil, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the root?
From lavash, to clothe.
Okay, the kal is lavash. Okay, lavash is to
wear.
wear.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yalbish would be the future. He will, or he would put something on somebody else. Ani lovesh, I put on something. Ani lovesh chulza. Ani malbish otcha chulza. I put a shirt on you. Right? Malbish. Yep, great. And so why is it yalbesh instead of it's vayalbesh and not yalbish? What's the difference?
Something I should know, but I am muddled today, so I do not.
Well, the hifil,
it happens.
Hifil always goes from e to a
right.
in the vayitol because it uses the jussive form. Yalbesh would be let him put something on someone.
Mm-hmm.
But yalbish is not jussive. Yeah, so the vayitol uses the jussive form. Yeah, that's why we have yivin instead of yivne. Okay. All right. Good. 39. Let's pull it over. 39. Colton, you would be next if you don't mind.
Yeah. ויחגור דוד את חרבו מעל למדיו, ויואל ללכת כי לא ניסה. ויאמר דוד אל שאול, לא אוכל ללכת באלה, כי לא ניסיתי. ויסירם דוד מעליו.
Yeah, you got a lot of verbs.
Yeah, so some of them are duplicates. So vayachor.
We'll erase the duplicates.
Vayachor is a vayichtal from the Chet Gimel Resh root, meaning to gird or to fasten. And
any idea about words that we draw from that? Like chagua, you know that word?
Belt.
A belt. Yes, fantastic. Belt. Yeah, I think when Adam and Eve were removed from the garden, it said that they wore chagorot.
That is correct.
See, did not know that.
Like belts of fig. Like I think it was fig belts.
Yeah. Yoel. Vayoel. Is that from Yael? That's a good one. I don't know the root.
To me, it brings to mind Ho'il. Ho'il.
Yeah.
Which.
Yo'il. Right, that's what I would think it'd be a first Yod.
It's
we use-
uncertain.
That's written defectively, as it looks like.
Hallett says it comes from Aleph Lamed Hey. Conjectures that it comes from that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it definitely is different. See, there's also Ho'il is not this then, because Ho'il is Hifil. It's exactly the same form. Look, they consider it in Halot a different root.
Yeah. Mine
Okay,
is
so-
offering the Ya'al as a possibility. The Yod Aleph.
There's
The Yod
yeah.
Aleph Lamed. Yeah.
See, this is in Halot. It says it comes from this root, Aleph Lamed Hey 3, third root. To hesitate in Arabic, it says Kal imperfect Vayoel,
Mm-hmm.
to fall short, like to not be able to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the one that I'm thinking is from the Hifil.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah. So it's a bit different. Okay. Now we use Ho'il like at the beginning of like declarations or statements in like deliberative bodies. So we say whereas this, be it affirmed that blah blah blah.
I see.
Ho'il.
Well, even if we know what it means, though, because of the context of the rest
Yeah.
of the passage,
He's not able.
He's not able. Lalechet is the infinitive construct in the call from halach, to go. So he was not able to go for
Or to
he
walk.
hadn't- Yeah, to walk. For he had not tested them. It.
When you test something or when you try it, then you gain experience.
Yeah.
So he didn't have any experience in it.
Yeah. And then we have Uchal. Uchal is the call
Mhm.
in the call Yiktol of the root Aleph Kaf Lamed. It doesn't follow the
Isn't it
typical
Yod?
pattern.
Yod Kaf Lamed.
Aleph Kaf. Yeah, sorry, Yod Kaf
you're
Lamed. My bad. It doesn't follow the typical pattern for what we might expect. But it's regular in the way that it does. It is formed throughout. So
There's a good reason for it not to follow the regular pattern, right? Because if you think of it as ochel is the present participle of achal, he ate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And ochal is the future, he will eat.
Yeah.
So there's a good reason for it instead of using o to use uchal.
Yeah. And then Vaisirem is from the root Samic Vav Resh. It is in the call here.
No.
Hifil.
Yes.
It's in the Hifil here, with a third plural suffix added onto the end for them. So, and he caused them to turn. He brought.
Yeah, he removed.
Took them off.
So how would you say the past tense? Just the word he removed.
He removed. Hesir.
Yes, perfect.
Mhm.
Hesir. Hesir. It's middle week because you said samach vavresh. So it's like hevin. Hevin. He understood. It's like hechil. Is it right? Hechil. He contained, or it contained. Hekim. He established. So hesir. He removed. Future would be yasir. Yasir, which we have here. Yasir, yasirem, yasirem.
Did I
First
finish
syllables.
translating the rest of it?
I don't know. You can translate the whole thing again if you'd like.
Sure. Yeah, I don't even know that I did it. So David girded his belt from upon.
But
Over.
chavbo is not a belt.
Or sorry, his sword. He girded his sword over his clothes, and he was not able to walk, for he had not tested it. And David said to Saul, I am not able to walk in these, for for I have not tested. Again, them is implied. And I have a question real quick, actually.
Mhm.
Never mind. No, I don't. I've changed my mind. And he took them from upon him. Took them off from
Yeah,
upon him.
David. David took
David.
them off of
Mhm.
himself. Great. Great.
Could it be that like something as simple as like they forgot the cough in the Yoel and it's supposed to be like
Could be. It could be.
I don't know. Va
But it would have to be the negative because it would have to be velo yachal, lo yachol.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to be negative. So they're taking this as vayoel as a negative of yuchal.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just have to take things as they are. I would change the translation of the lachgor because remember this verb is also used as like you have a donkey and you want to put all your things on it. You saddle it up. You saddle the donkey. So it's the idea when it's with a sword is probably that you just fastened.
Yeah.
David fastened the sword upon the uniform or whatever it is above on top of the garment.
You tell me he didn't gird up his loins like a man?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the same word too, lachgol.
It is. It's just a funny way to say it.
Mm-hmm. And we are at verse 40 for Elena.
ויקח מקלו בידו, ויבחר לו 5 חלוקי אבנים מן הנחל.
Where's the stress on that word?
הנחל.
Nachal. Mm-hmm.
הנחל. וישם אותם בכלי הרועים אשר לו ובילקוט וקלעו בידו ויגש אל הפלישתי.
Okay. I'm putting a couple of different colors here because the red is the verbs and the blue is issues in the text. So you want to translate and then we'll look at the issues. And also give us the verbs breakdown.
Well, and he took his stick in his hand.
Breakdown vaikach. Like parse it.
Vaikach. That is the verb is lakach. It is vayaktol.
Yes, vayaktol.
Okay, vayaktol. And the verb is lakach, to take.
And it's in which binyan?
Binyan kal.
Binyan kal.
So.
Great. Next
he
word.
put his stuff in his hand, and he that he chose for himself, and he chose for himself 5 smooth stones from
which
the
it's something like smooth pieces of stones, right? Something like that. Halak is something we might say today avanim halakot. Like smooth stones, but it's smoothnesses of stones. Literally.
Okay. From creek, and he put them in a vessel of shepherds.
Okay, so we kind of skipped the parsing of vayivchal. So let's handle both vayivchal and vayasem.
I did? Okay, he took that was okay. He which one?
Vayivchar.
Vayikol.
Vayivchar.
Vayivchar. Okay, Vayivchar. That's the same Vayiktol.
Mm-hmm.
That is Kal, and that
Mhm.
is third masculine singular.
Mm-hmm.
From Bahar to choose.
Bachar. So he chose. All right. What about Vayasem?
Vayasem, that is Vayiktol, Kal, again third masculine singular. From the verb sum.
Oh, Lasim.
Uh-huh. Okay, and so he put them in a bag of shepherds, uh, which which he had in in a sack.
Okay, so which he had the shepherd's vessel, which he had, and in the sack, the
Mhm.
shepherd's bag. Okay, so it's
Uh,
kind of weird to put it
Himself, yeah.
in the vessel and in the shepherd's bag. Maybe he put it in some kind of container, but it doesn't make sense. Maybe a pouch that he put inside.
David
Okay.
had a Russian doll pouch thing.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
hmm
A bag within a bag. All right.
Okay. Vekale or Vayador. Vayigash, that would be again Vayaktol, Akal, third masculine singular from
I think this is actually Nifal.
Nagash. Huh?
It's Nifal. Remember that the this specific verb, it's from Nagash, right? Nun Gimel Shin, is a mixed bag of binyanim. So the future Yingash, ani igash, hu yigash. Okay, this is Kal. The future is Kal.
Okay.
But it still feels
Kal.
like Nifal.
So
It's Kal.
he approached. Yeah. Okay. Vayiktol Kal, three masculine singular. From Nagash to approach to draw closer.
Yes, he drew near. But it needs to be pointed out that in the past is Nigash. This is Nifal. Nigash. And the present is also Nifal. Nigash.
So it is not Kal, it's Nifal, right?
The future is Kal.
The future is Kal. Okay.
And the infinitive is Kal. Lageshet. Lageshet is Kal.
Yeah.
So this specific verb is a mixed bag.
Okay.
So the future and infinitive are Kal. The present and past are Nifal. It's a weird verb.
Okay. El Lishti. So he drew closer to the Philistines.
Okay. And what's weird about that word that's circled there?
Otam
Otam.
et hem.
Okay, so it says, ויקח מקלו בידו, ויבחר לו 5 חלוקי אבנים מן הנחל, וישם אותם. If we were thinking about this, normally avanim would be feminine, right? Otan, otan. So what's going on that it's otam instead of otan?
Maybe because the smoothest first and stones as the
yes, great. Otam is referring back to this part of the object. Halukei avanim. Avanim are feminine, but halukei avanim are masculine. Great. Good. All right. Any questions over there in the Jay, it's okay to miss the beginning. You can always make it up. Yeah, like we make it up when we're reading this language. It doesn't really mean anything. Languages mean nothing. We're making it up. No, I'm just joking. It's fun. We're having fun. Verse 41 says, Vayelech haplishti, holech vekarev el David, והאיש נושא הצינה לפניו. All right, so Vayelech is, I'm going to circle for myself too. Vayelech is, and he went, and the Plishti is the subject. So the Philistine went, like David was coming toward him, and he went. Holech vekarev. These are joined together. Holech vekarev means going and getting closer, meaning that he was getting closer and closer. When you say olech ve'oseh, olech ve whatever it is, it means doing it again and again. So he's getting closer and getting closer and getting closer to David. Olech vekarev el David, he is getting closer and closer to David. Ve'ha'ish noseh hatzina. Remember, tzina is the big body shield. The big shield that you see in all the Spartan videos and all that, or the movies. So tzina is the big body shield. The person, the man that carries the body shield was before him. He was before the Philistine, that is Goliath. I'm not sure where I can find other examples of this olech. Olech v'gadel means he keeps growing. Like if you have a baby, somebody has a baby and you haven't seen them for a long time, they show up and you're like, wow, hu olech v'gadel. He keeps getting bigger and bigger, right?
I had a teacher that called these expressions verbal hendiaties, but I can't find that in any grammar. But also in Jonah, the sea becomes stormier and stormier. Holech v'so'er, right?
Yes, exactly. And hendiadys is a word that you should not like because it's from Greek.
Right.
From hen meaning one and duo meaning two. It's one thing said with two words.
Right.
Like where the New Testament says those who worship God will worship him in spirit and in truth. Spirit and truth together, it's an expression. Right? Yeah, okay, great. Verse 42. Jonathan,
42, that's my turn.
How are we feeling about the reading? How are we doing? How's everybody feeling?
It's tough, isn't it?
Hebrew?
Little hard.
Well, at least I think going back and taking the verbs apart is going to add to the value of the production. 42.
So vayabet ha'Pelishtim, vayir'e et David, vayivzehu, ki haya na'ar, va'admoni im yefei mar'eh. So
wow, lots of good stuff there. Okay.
Yes. So first of all, we have the first verb, a hiphil verb.
Yes. So you had before vayalebesh. He made him wear. You have vayabet.
Here we have it again, but we also have a first noon verb because we've got the dagesh in the bet.
The root.
Yep.
So noon.
So from
bet,
noon bet tet is the root.
Does this appear in the kal, or should we expect somebody to use this in the kal for looking or seeing or whatever?
I did not look to see.
No, it's only in hifil.
This is just a hifil verb. And then vayir'eh. Now see
let's keep looking at this one. Vayabet. Right? Let's keep looking at it because that's an interesting form.
Right.
Maybe we'll open Word and go over it.
From nabat nun bet tet.
Yeah. Let's open Word and go through it real quick. The forms, because like the basic forms. All right. Microsoft Word. We've got our. Can everybody see? You see Hebrew? All right. Let's make it a bit bigger and how about like that? Okay. So the root is nun bet het. This is the root. So it is in the Hifil, and so we're going to say theoretically hin beat. Hin beat. That's the theoretical form, right? Theoretical because,
Just not attested.
right,
Doesn't-
because the nun assimilates into the bet and we get hibit. Hibit means he looked. It's not he saw, it's not he thought, it's not anything else, it's he looked. Okay? Do we have another word for to look? In modern Hebrew, we do. Labit is used, but it's used less frequently. The more common one is listakel. Histakel. He looked. Like this. Histakel. Okay, so what's the future of hibit? He will look. Oops. How do you do that in the future?
Yabit.
Huh?
Yabit.
Yabit. Mm-hmm. Yabit. How do we get to that?
Well, instead of a hey being in the prefix, the yod is, and it's a closed a sound instead of a e sound with the noon. The noon is again in there, just not visible.
Yeah, so the normal form would be like he makes somebody wear. We would say yalabish. Yalabish, he will dress someone. He will put something on him. So if we put that with this root, we get, oh my goodness, where do we go? Okay, we get yan beat, yalabish, yan beat, and the noon assimilates, just like we already said, right? Noon assimilates, yabit, yabit, easy. All right, yabit, if you say look, you always want to say in English, you look at, right? If you have something that follows them, you look at the dog, you look at the computer, the screen. Okay. How do you say he looks at in Hebrew?
Yabit la. I don't know what it. I actually don't know what it is. Is it le?
Be.
Bet. Okay.
Some sort of preposition.
And it's the same with listakel. We say listakel be or
Mm.
e. Istakel ela, istakel alai. Alai. You can also say al.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can look upon something or at something. Okay, so la habit bi, habet bi. Excuse me. Look at me. Habet bi. That's the imperative. So the Joseph would be, instead of yabit, it would be yabet. Joseph, let him look, and so that's what we get to the verb consecutive. Vayabet. Okay. All right. Vayabet. He looked. The Philistine looked, and he saw. That's not normal, is it?
No, it's not,
Vayir'eh.
because we have that. It would be Vayar.
Yes, Vayar.
Yep,
Even
so
from
we have the
Genesis
same
chapter
thing
1.
going on as we did before with these elongated forms.
Right. We would always expect, if we didn't know Hebrew so well, we would expect to see Vayir'eh, just like this. But what we really see in the Bible almost all the time is Vayar. Vayar and Vayir'eh mean the same thing. And he saw. It's like where we see in the King's record, Vayivneh, and he built instead of Vayiven.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What's Vayivneh?
What he built.
Right, and we normally see
Vayiven.
Vayiven. He built.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Back to it.
Yeah. So the Philistine looked and he saw David, Vayizbehu, or sorry, Vayivzehu rather. I'm not dyslexic.
Vayivzehu.
Vayivzehu. He despised him.
Mm-hmm. Where do we see the
Yeah.
word despised in the Bible? That's very famous.
What is
Nivze.
that? There's an Isaiah.
Mhm. Isaiah 53. Despised of men. Nivze. Nivze.
Not just that,
I
but
think.
despised and rejected.
Despised.
Not at
Mm.
all. So
So-
Vayivzehu. We
So
say
he
if something
despised him.
is like we can say that something is bazui. Bazui, it's despised. Bazui or nibze. Because the nifal can be the participle can be an adjective, right? Nibze is a nifal participle. Anyway, ki haya na'al.
Kihayana'ar, because he was a young man.
Mhm.
Va'ad Va'admoni. Va'admoni read with
Ruddy or dirty
beautiful
from Adama.
beautiful in appearance.
Yeah.
Im Yefe Mare.
Yes. So he looked at him and he said, "Oh, look at this pretty
This is a
boy."
good-looking young man.
Yeah. So what's he thinking he's going to come out against me? I'm a big, brawly, crazy man. I kill people.
Mhm. It's like Shawn Michaels' theme song, Jonathan.
Oh, this is perfect for wrestling. Who's Shawn
Oh, no.
Michaels?
Oh my gosh.
Probably one of the greatest in the history of the business. His entrance music was questionable.
Especially the Sherry Martel version.
Yeah, but the general premise of the song is like is him just saying that he's a sexy boy. That's essentially all it is.
Can you imagine David and Goliath being wrestlers and they're opposite sides of the ring and they're coming at each other?
Yes, the smack talk. They're cutting promos and everything. Goliath cuts a promo.
This is the original promo cut.
The Philistine looked and he saw David and he despised him because he was young and ruddy and pretty. Yeah.
So funny.
Mm-hmm. All right, verse
Ken,
43.
I know Ken's watching. I'm just telling Ken there's a sermon illustration for him at some point. just to mess with it.
Yalla tocha. Colton.
Yeah. Vayomer hapilishti el David hakelev anochi?
No. Lo kelev.
Kelev?
Ha-kelev anochi.
Kelev.
Kelev
Anochi.
Hakelev anochi. Ki ata ba elai b'machlot. Vaikalel hapilishti et David Elohav. The Philistine said to David, am I a dog that you come to me with sticks? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods.
Mm-hmm. So Vayomer we've seen a million times, right? So
yeah, I'm not worried about it.
He said,
Va Eli. So Va is the. Which one do I think it is?
Ata ba Eli.
I think that I think it's the participle.
It has to be.
Does it have to be? Why does it have to be?
Because it's
if it were past tense, it would be atabata. Bata.
Right.
Oh yeah, my bad. You're right. Yeah, it has to be.
So it's a called participle.
Yeah. So it's called participle, masculine singular from the root vo, bo, and then Vaichalel is the Hifil Vayiktol, not Hifil. Good gosh, the PL Vayiktol, from the Kof Lamed Lamed root, the geminate root. We just get lucky that they repeat in this one, and it means to curse.
To curse. Yeah. Great. What is going on with this? Why isn't it Hakelev? It's not Hakelev, but Ha-Kelev Anochi?
Yeah. Well, you're asking why did I screw it up? If I screwed it up, it's because I'm really bad at it. No, it's a question marker first of all, so it doesn't double the. It doesn't double the next word, the next
Mhm.
letter, and so it doesn't have because the definite article is technically the hey plus the doubled next letter
The
with the
dagesh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I could not think of dagesh. I could not come up with the word for that. The hey plus the dagesh, and so
And since the beged kefet is after a vowel sound,
sound,
it's soft.
soft.
Achelev.
Mhm.
And what's going on with the stress of this word, anochi, instead of anochi?
It is in pause.
It's in pause. Ha-chelev anochi. Am I a dog? Ha-chelev anochi. Am I a dog? Ki atavai elai bamaklot. But you come against me with sticks. Good. Great. Because you could chase a dog off with sticks, but you can't chase off a giant with sticks.
Never got that. I just thought it
Yeah.
meant that you didn't take him seriously.
Yeah. He's
Well, you
saying
could, like that
that's
great
not.
philosopher Tom Hanks once said, I think it's both.
Verse 44, and I think that's probably as far as we're going to go. Verse 44 with Elena.
ויאמר הפלשתי אל דוד, לך אלי ויתנה את בשרך לעוף השמיים ולבהמה השדה.
Vehemat השדה.
או לבהמה, ולהמה בשדה.
Are you missing the top there?
Oh, okay, so ולבהמה בשדה.
Ulevehemat hasade. That's a tough.
So, so have I done it one time right? At least one.
Ulevehemat
hasade.
Yes. Yes. But that is, by the way, that is why the taf on the end of words disappeared and became hey. All of the female words that end in a, like Torah, the Torah, or like tzina, that we had the big shield, we had that earlier, tzina, were originally toratu and tzinatu. Like they had u. And when the vowel dropped, the tendency to pronounce the t at the end of the word just faded away. So toratu became torat, became Torah. Beautiful. Okay, so what do we got? What's going on here?
And said the Philistine to David, come to me, and I will give your flesh to the birds of the Hashamayim, of the air, and the beasts of the field.
All right.
So that would be lecha.
Lecha is what?
Lecha is come. It is kal, and it is imperative.
Yes.
Okay.
Not just imperative, but it's long form imperative. The normal form is
lech.
lech.
So va etna.
And it's imperative of halach, right?
Of halach.
Go.
Halach. Yeah.
In the kal. Yeah. So lecha elai sounds kind of funny because we're saying go to me, but we mean come to me. He's saying, come on, boy, come on, let's do it. Come on. Right? He's challenging him. Come to me.
Va etna. That would be that will be imperfect. Call imperfect. And that would be
I wouldn't call it yeah, exactly. It's a first person jussive, a first person cohortative, singular.
Yes.
Right.
So because it is okay. Yeah. So yeah. Cohortative. Yeah.
That's the last verb.
That's
We could take it when we have these cohortative rejectives. Instead of saying "come at me and I will give your flesh," it could be the purpose clause. Come at me so that I can give your flesh to the birds. Like you're enabling me to do it. There's like a subjunctive sense to it as well. Come at me that I might give your flesh to the birds.
It's like
of the
saying,
sky.
I guess it's like saying, watch me. Watch me
Mhm.
do this.
Oh yeah, he's really challenging Emir, right?
Yeah.
Good. Fantastic. I think that's as far as we'll go because this was evenly divided. We each
We
got
did
2
have a
verses.
request from Kenny to go over the blue textual issues.
What's blue? Oh, what I
I don't know what
circled?
was blue. It's not blue
What I had
anymore.
circled before?
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
I don't remember what.
we kind
Yeah, I
of
don't
went over
remember
it.
which
One
one
of
it
them
was.
was the otam for stones, which is masculine. Hold on, let's go back if it will move. Come on, screen, you can move. It's the next verse back if it will go back. Verse 40. Okay, here we go. So the stones are called chalukei avanim. That is a smooth things of stones. It's a construct. So otam, normally we would expect a feminine because avanim is feminine, but the word is pointing back to chalukim. So that's why it's masculine.
Mhm.
And the other textual problem we have in this verse is the appearance of uvayalkut, because we already see him putting them in a pouch of sorts, and then we have him and in the pouch. So he put vayasem in the kal, he put them in the shepherd's pouch, in the shepherd's instrument, vessel that he had, and in the bag. So we see him putting them in this and in this. You can't put stones in 2 things. But it's possible that maybe the Kli Ro'im is smaller than the Yalkut, and he put the Kli Ro'im inside of the Yalkut. Not really sure. It's possible.
There's a compartment in the bag where those stones go. Although
I don't know if that's something they had in the past. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
I don't know if a stone that could fit an apartment could fit in something that small. I always got the impression that these are not small stones. Otherwise,
Well,
I
they
don't
couldn't be big, or he wouldn't put them in a sling.
Mhm.
We
well,
didn't
but
mention that
they
the
are
word
big.
kela.
They are big though. That's the thing. They're not like little pebbles. They're
Not little pebbles, but they're not
They're not-
stones. You
yeah.
can't put a stone inside of a.
Well, yeah, not like a
Sling.
huge stone, but not like
They
a
have
little
to
pebble.
be
either.
like, I don't know, about hand size, right?
Yeah,
or
I think like the
It's
size
got
of a
mass.
palm.
fist
Yeah.
size.
Size of a
Yeah,
palm is what I
It's got
imagine.
mass, but it's going to break somebody's head. But it's not. It's the kind they probably use whenever they throw stones at people's cars when they drive in Jerusalem on Shabbat. They do that, right? If you go into Mea Shearim with a car on Shabbat, your car's going to get stoned.
Nope, didn't know
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah,
good to
they'll
know.
break your windows with rocks.
Make sure I don't do that.
Don't
Not that I'll
drive
ever
in
be in
Jerusalem on
Jerusalem,
Shabbat.
but
Yeah.
I just wanted to say too, while we have a couple minutes,
Mhm.
that use of we're talking about the use of halak with the verbal hendiadys, which I think is perfectly like right. I don't. Another way to refer to it is as a light verb. Light verbs are verbs that are used in coordination with another verb. These light verbs, though, have lost their full semantic weight. That's why they're called light, is they don't carry the semantic weight anymore, but they become like helping verbs to portray a different idea, which is like we've seen lake, halak several times in this section. And another one we see that frequently with is like kum. It's like rise, sit. You'll see those 2 things back together. It doesn't mean rise and sit, get up and get down. He's telling you to hurry up and sit
And get doing it.
Yeah. But that same kind of thing. So those are called light verbs amongst linguistic folks as well. Just
I like the
Don would mention
terminology.
that.
I hadn't heard that before. So that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
neat.
Elena, had you heard that?
No, I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. It does have a light verb is a verb that has little semantic content of its own and forms a predicate with
Mhm.
some additional expression, which is usually a noun, though.
It's
Mhm.
interesting because I think that's what happened to the copula, even in English, where originally the copula meant to exist, to be. He is, he exists, he has existence.
Mhm.
But eventually, once it's paired with other verbs, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't have the sense of existence. It just becomes a place marker for the formation of a tense. He is going. What is? Is nothing. It's just forming a tense together with the
Mhm.
participle. Yeah. And also the passive does it. And like, I can understand that very well. That lots of words lost their original sense once they became grammaticalized. Of,
Yeah.
of the sort.
Yeah. I'm
Thank
just
you
trying to think
for
of
that.
another example in English. Like to, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just
Well,
trying
even
to think.
Holech, like in English, you can say he went on and on and on. Like
Yeah.
he talked. He went on. What does went mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean went. It lost its meaning. Yeah, it's brilliant, brilliant. Okay, well, we are going to pick up in the next hour. I think that stopping where we stopped was great too. We had this time to talk. All right. Anyway, we're going to pick up on lesson 10 in the next hour in about 4 minutes. So please join us,
Mhm.
and we will see you on the flip side. It's
Like-
been very pleasant.
Sorry,
Yeah.
quick one. Like take a nap.
Oh.
Take a nap's one that you can't. You're not
Oh, take a
taking.
nap.
You don't.
Yeah, you're not taking
taking
Yeah.
anything, right? You know, but you're. It's like.
I'm glad you
have
said
that.
nap and not something else. You can take something else.
My dirty mind was
Doesn't
going
mean
somewhere
taking
else.
either. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Peace out.
Yeah.
Okay.